Hey, it's everybody's favorite fucking nerd with another quick E3 recap. I did one last year, so I might as well do it again. And like I said, it's going to be quick. But for the full coverage, check it out on screwattack.com. I feel real privileged to be flying out there free of charge with so much access to everything. It was a lot of fun, and if it wasn't for the tremendous support from my fans, I don't think all this cool stuff would be happening. So the least I can do is tell you about some of the games. With all the new, cutting-edge technology, it was ironic that the big highlight for me was Mega Man 9, which looks just like an 8-bit Nintendo game. It's coming to the Wii Virtual Console in September. It's funny, I made a comment in my video, The Angry Video Game Nerd is chronologically confused about bad movie and video game sequel titles, where I said something about how there should be a Mega Man 9. Since then, I frequently got plenty of emails telling me that there was a Mega Man 9, and it was called Mega Man and Bass. Well, my reaction to that was, well, that's not Mega Man 9, that's Mega Man and Bass. And now that there is a Mega Man 9, you can just imagine all the emails I get. I get emails all the time. People keep asking me, you know that there's going to be a Mega Man 9? Do I know about it? I'm playing it right now. There's really nothing more to say than it's a Mega Man game in the same classic style that makes it indistinguishable from the first 6 on the NES. The gameplay was surprisingly difficult, but some of that could attest to my excitement playing it for the first time. All those really tough block patterns you gotta jump on, it's all there.
Oh, maybe they are.
There were only 2 levels playable, so there's a lot more development being done with the game. Too early to say much, but in conclusion, they sure don't make games the way they used to, except for Capcom, because they just did. Next up, Street Fighter 4. Again, I tend to gravitate towards the old franchises, and this is just one I've been real excited about. Peering through those curtains right there, I see the poster for Street Fighter 4. And we're going in. It's just like Street Fighter 2. Most and maybe all the same characters are back, plus more. The moves are the same, and it's still just a classic 2-dimensional fighting game. In fact, the storyline takes place between 2 and 3, which would actually make it Street Fighter 2.5, but that's not important. All that matters is that it's a kick-ass game. The graphics are real impressive. I mean, wait till you see it in person, how detailed the backgrounds are. It's brilliant. The only thing kind of annoying was that it seemed the Dragon Punch was way too powerful and hard to defend. Whoever played as Ken would win every time. But if you're a big Street Fighter fan, then you gotta love this. Release date is yet to be announced. Next is Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe. I honestly couldn't get over how surreal it was to see Scorpion fighting Batman. You have the option of playing as Mortal Kombat characters like Sub-Zero and Sonya, or DC heroes such as Superman and the Flash. Again, it's very much in the same style of a 2D fighting game, but with a lot of camera movements. It's really cool to see that there's body damage, that the characters leave bruises on each other's faces and tear their clothing, which stays there for the rest of the fight. The Mortal Kombat characters all have fatality moves like usual, but the DC characters have brutalities where they just beat the shit out of them because, after all, they're superheroes and they don't kill people. If you really expected to see Batman rip somebody's head off, you're dreaming. So this is another cool fighting game, and I thoroughly enjoyed playing it. Release date is in November.
It's pretty cool.
Keeping with the old franchises, I'm always interested in what's next for the Castlevania series. Order of Iglesia is the 3rd Castlevania game for the Nintendo DS, and if you play the other 2, then you'll know that this one is in the same style. But there's some new features which would take a while to explain, so I'm just going to cut this short and say it's Castlevania. I mean, it's not classic pre-Symphony of the Night Castlevania, but I don't think we'll ever see one of those again. Release date is in the fall. Now, of course, there's another Castlevania game, this one for the Wii, called Judgment. This one's very much a fighting game, but with a lot of free range to run around in a 3D environment. You use the Wiimote to slash at your opponent with swords and various weapons. I think it's cool that they didn't abuse the Wiimote too much. Producer Koji Igarashi told us that the whip was avoided so that you wouldn't have to keep flicking your wrist. Bottom line, it's a very different kind of game, but I played a few battles and it was kind of fun. Release date, again, is in the fall. Of course, there's way too much stuff to talk about, so I decided to keep it retro and brief. For me, the best part of the whole week was the Rock Band party, courtesy of Harmonix. A secret guest band would be performing, and to my surprise, it was the fucking legends, The Who. It was crazy being at a private party with an open bar and 10 rows away from one of my favorite bands. They played a full set, perfect in every way. They were very intimate with the crowd, talking and joking. It seemed they really enjoyed being there, not just like it was some stupid video game thing. And with the audience pumping their fists in the air and singing along, you would have never guessed it was a private concert. It was a Who show. And that's all. Check out the Angry Video Game Nerd Batman episode, which should be released shortly, and check out my 3-part review of all the Batman movies on Spike.com. Catch you later.